House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer joins me now about this stock trading by Congress. Forgive me, Congressman, but I got a proposal. What if there was a congressional database clearly stating any trade that lawmakers make and reported immediately in real time, so we all know exactly what everybody's doing? What's wrong with that?
I don't think anything's wrong with that. I would support that. Look, I'm going to vote for the bill, but I think you'll find that the most egregious stock trader in Congress over the last decade has been Nancy Pelosi's husband, and what he was trading mainly were stock options. And I don't know if this bill even applies to stock options, but that's the ultimate insider trading, and most members of Congress don't even know what a stock option is. So, but I'm going to support the bill. I know if you polled it in Kentucky, it would be 99% in favor of it. But again, I think the problem in Congress has been Pelosi, because she's the ultimate insider. Some of those names of members of Congress that you had on their trade stocks, I don't even know who they are. And I've been in Congress 9 years. So the Pelosi had access to some insider information. Her husband was trading stock options that expired in a very short period of time. So they were expecting a rapid movement one way or the other.
Yeah, got it. Congressman, Minnesota's pushing back against the administration's threat to cut billions in Medicaid funding over fraud concerns. Watch this.
The hallmark of most fraud schemes is that people hide information. So leveraging data analytics allows us to see patterns, trends, anomalies, hidden connections to shine a bright light on what's actually happening.
We're applying the technique of trust but verify, doing some basic checks before agencies can certify a payment.
We support the federal government and the states and local governments in using our fraud risk framework, which would then feed into algorithms, machine learning, AI, other data science methods to track and monitor potential fraud while the program's in execution.
Congressman, you are holding hearings on this. Do you believe you've got a handle on preventing fraud?
Well, what we're trying to do is implement technology, AI technology, to try to be able to go in and detect anomalies. But one of the biggest frauds with Medicaid, and it's in the states that expanded Medicaid, like Minnesota, is where once you get enrolled for Medicaid, you're on Medicaid forever. And Medicaid was created to be a temporary safety net for pregnant women, for children. Obviously, when you grow up, you don't need to be on Medicaid. And for people who just lost their job, between jobs and things like that. But what's happened is the Democrats have made the whole Medicaid system an entitlement. And they've used that as a vote buying initiative to be able to get people signed up on Medicaid. And look, Medicaid is free health care. So if you're on Medicaid, I don't care which state you're from, that's the best healthcare plan going because you don't have to pay a penny for it. And not only is it abused by Medicaid enrollees, it's also abused by a lot of providers. And in certain states like Minnesota, you had Medicaid dollars going for drug rehab, for mental health. And we've seen the Somali daycare centers. We believe there are Somali mental health facilities that are much like the daycare centers. So that's what we're trying to get a handle. So I strongly support President Trump freezing all federal funds through Medicaid to Minnesota until they get their act together and work with us in identifying those anomalies.
That's a real threat. You remove those funds and you put a big hole in the budget of these states and cities. And if you can do that, I think you're on the way to progress. Congressman, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you.